Newshour Special Edition.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the Newshour Special Edition with me, Kritsween Walia. Well, the Congress's win in Karnataka has revived the opposition's 2024 dreams. It's nothing but a shot in the arm for the Vipaksh as it battles within to put up a formidable front against the BJP. But as of now, the majority of the opposition parties are celebrating BJP's defeat, with some saying that the Congress has shown the way forward. Buoyed by the win, the opposition says it's not a defeat for the Saffron Party, but the face under which it always fights the elections. That is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In fact, Uddhav Sena states it's the opposition wave in the country that is now prevalent, and the Modi wave in its entirety is over. That's what some in the opposition have said. Listen in.
पूरा चुनाव तो मोदी के चेहरे पे लड़े, अब जिम्मेदारी अपने खुद के ले रहे हैं, तो सच, अब हारने की बात तो कम से कम सच बोले, जिम्मेदारी मोदी जी को देना चाहिए।
खुले दिल से हमारी चर्चा हुई है। आज की जो मीटिंग हुई है वो हिस्टोरिक मीटिंग है। कर्नाटक चुनाव के जो नतीजे आए हैं, उस जो नतीजे है उसमें कांग्रेस पार्टी सिर्फ कांग्रेस पार्टी नहीं जीती है, पूरे देश का अपोजिशन जीता है।
The Congress win in Karnataka is expected to bolster not only its own standing but also its status in the opposition groupings. The victory gives Congress an advantage. At a time, some parties are trying to put up a third front without the grand old party. Parties like the JDU, remember, have a message for those planning a Congress-Mukt alliance, saying without the Congress, a united front will be weak. Sharad Pawar also interestingly says that it's time the opposition parties unite under a common minimum program.
It's a victory for the people of Karnataka. They have rejected the politics of polarization. They have rejected the 40% Commission Sarkara. They have rejected the Prime Minister's appeal. Does he have any alternative? If they had won, they would have taken credit for the Prime Minister. See, this is what happens. No? If you win, you give the Prime Minister the credit. If you lose, somebody else has made Bali ka Bakra. The person who has lost in Karnataka is none other than the Prime Minister himself. He campaigned extensively. He had the road shows. He masterminded this whole strategy. They're trying to protect the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's halo is gone. People are sick and tired of the Prime Minister.
हम लोग तो शुरू के दिन से ही ये कहते आ रहे हैं कि ऑपोजिशन की अगर एकजुटता हो तो बीजेपी किसी हालत में सत्ता पे नहीं रह सकते। मतलब बीजेपी पार्टी की जमाना खत्म होते जा रहे हैं। तो इस समय अगर विपक्ष एकजुट ना हो तो हिंदुस्तान के आम लोग हमें माफ नहीं।
हमारे कर्नाटक ने एक संदेश दिया, सभी अपोजिशन पार्टी को एक रास्ता दिखाया। तो कर्नाटक के लाइन पर अन्य राज्यों में स्थिति तैयार होने के लिए कुछ न कुछ मेहनत करने की आवश्यकता है। तो दो तरह की मेहनत हो सकती है। कई राज्यों में कोई सिंगल पार्टी, जैसे कर्नाटक में कांग्रेस ने किया, इस तरह की एक शक्ति दिखा सकती है बीजेपी के खिलाफ। और कई राज्यों में लाइक माइंडेड काइंड ऑफ पार्टीज मिनिमम कॉमन प्रोग्राम पर सामने जाकर लोगों के सामने एक अल्टरनेटिव दे सकते हैं। ये दोनों सेक्शन में हम लोगों का ध्यान होगा। बाकी साथियों से बात करनी होगी। ये प्रोसेस हम शुरू करेंगे। जब तक कोई फाइनल नहीं आता तब तक डिटेल बताना ठीक नहीं।
But it's important to remember that the same opposition parties congratulating the Congress today for the big win in the peninsular region have doubted Congress's and Rahul Gandhi's ability to lead the opposition in the recent past. The win in that sense has definitely turned the tables for the grand old party. Let's quickly open this up. We have Dr. Syed Zafar Islam, national spokesperson of the BJP, along with Tauseef Rehman, TMC spokesperson. We also have Advocate Kapil Madan, political analyst, with us. Shortly we'll be joined by a BRS leader along with the Karan Verma. But my first question is to Kapil Madan, because suddenly Kapil Madan, like I said, several in the opposition who were up until now quite doubtful about the kind of role Congress can play, given how things were not quite working out for them. Talk about several assembly elections, talk about the several issues that the Congress was trying to raise inside and outside the parliament. Several did not come out and support the Congress party openly. There was a little bit of a reluctance, a hesitance. Do you think that's all gone with the big Congress victory in Karnataka? Kapil, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I lost your voice. Can you please come again?
No, just meaning to ask you, and I'm taking on from the last statement that I made while opening up the debate. Do you think the Congress's fortunes have turned around for good? Because there were several in the opposition, inside the parliament, outside the parliament, on several issues that the Congress was trying to raise. They were a little reluctant, a little hesitant in showing open support to the Congress party. Do you think all that's gone?
No. Let me put it, across like this. A larger narrative that was being spread by the BJP is that Mr. Narendra Modi is, can't be defeated. There is no other alternative. That's the usual plank on which the BJP has fought many elections. But I, just want to, for the knowledge of your viewers, I would like to remind everyone, Karnataka is not only the first election which Mr. Modi has, contested very aggressively and fought. Remember, after 2014, Mr. Modi contested, Delhi election in 2015 lost, Delhi election in 2020 lost, West Bengal election in 2016 lost, West Bengal election in 2021 lost. Punjab election in 2020.
But why are you taking away from the Congress? I'm simply beginning by congratulating the Congress party and saying that, look, this is a great thing that's happened for the Congress. Do you think it's going to turn things around? Most importantly, because it's very, very close to 2024 elections.
Yes, I agree with you. You cannot fool all the people all the time. At the end of the day, you need to go to the people with the issues that matter to them. If you look at the entire political narrative of the BJP that was being played in Karnataka, Mr. Modi tried everything. Mr. Modi tried to polarize. He talked about, Kerala story. He talked about how allegedly oppositions have abused him, how many times he was being abused, rather than focusing on the issues that matter to people. And also I think that Mr. Modi was sort of exposed there, because remember when 2014 election was fought, one of the major plank of Mr. Narendra Modi was price rise and corruption. Now here, the BJP in Karnataka was facing major allegation of corruption, to which Narendra Modi didn't had any counter. Also,
so the 40% Sarkara allegation has worked out for the Congress amongst the several other reasons that the Congress.
Others,
yes, amongst the several other reasons. Let me complete, Kapil. I'm totally giving it to the Congress as I open this debate, but to quickly bring in Dr. Syed Zafar Islam. It certainly is a setback that the BJP would want to introspect and look into with greater detail, and that's what has been said by the BJP so far as well, Mr. Islam. But before I take it across to Kapil Madan once again on how there may be a difference. If we talk about Karnataka elections and talk about Lok Sabha elections, we can't quite predict that it's going to have a direct bearing on Lok Sabha elections, which is come 2024. Before I put out that data, I want to understand from you, how would you respond today to when the Congress comes out and says, look, there were a couple of issues that the Prime Minister spoke of across the 18 rallies, the several roadshows he held across the length and breadth of Karnataka. Invoking Bajrang Bali did not quite help the Prime Minister. In that sense, praising Kerala's story, as Kapil Madan pointed out, the abuse politics that he spoke of and used that as a platform to hit out at the Congress party in particular, all of that has failed, as per Kapil Madan. Your pointed response, sir.
Well, the truth is that we have lost the election and we need to introspect. What has worked for us, what has not worked for us is something which we will get to know once the introspection is done, once the analysis on a booth-to-booth level is done by the leadership, and then we will get to know what exactly has not worked for us. But having said that, let me tell you very candidly that they have won just one election. And I must congratulate the Congress spokesperson and the entire party. But if they started dreaming about the general election, then they must know that they had won election in 2018 in Madhya Pradesh as well as Chhattisgarh and of course Rajasthan. Despite winning all these three, they couldn't win the general election, and the margin of victory in all these states, in the assembly election and the general election, that people voted for the Honorable Prime Minister. The voting percentage was even beyond 50%. And we have won almost every single seat in these three states, which is likely to be polled in October, November, December. So this is very unfair to make this kind of statement that since we have won this election, we are going to win the general election as well. People do vote for...
And to take it a step further, Mr. Islam, how would you respond to so many in the opposition suddenly come out and say, look, the Modi wave is over. Modi magic nahi raha hai, ab opposition ka hi magic chalega. They don't want Basavaraj Bommai also to take responsibility of the BJP's loss. They're saying only the Prime Minister is to be blamed.
They all fire... No, they all fire from someone else's shoulder, because they all know that they are hollow. They don't have strength to stand on their own. So they don't have a leg to stand on. That's why they do, when they see somebody has won, they will start jumping and piggybacking on them. But this will not work. This is the kind of stunt, and this kind of statement doesn't work, because people do vote. When they vote for the general election, with the vote for the Prime Minister, they see many qualities. In last 9 years, every Indian, be it from Congress party or from any other party, they all know that there is a very strong Prime Minister who always safeguarded the interests of the nation.
Okay.
And not only safeguarded, prioritize the people's interests, the country's interests, and it is so evident from the fact that he, from every single platform, locally or globally, he has ensured that people's perception about India must change. And we are seen now today as a very strong nation. And even in India, many legislation had to be made. It required a lot of political will to take such decision. And he has demonstrated that he has not only the political will,
you're also trying to indicate that assembly elections, state level elections cannot quite be compared to Lok Sabha elections. The voting pattern is different, the trend is different, the voters' mindset is different. So the two should not be mixed. To take it forward, you spoke of Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, and those are very interesting elections lined up in front of us. A lot of introspection for the BJP to do. But I'm afraid the Congress should also hold back. They should not, be extremely excited, because it's a crucial time for all the parties concerned. But before I take it across to Karan Verma, he's also through. We also have Ravula Sridhar Reddy, leader of the BRS, both of them through with us now. I want to quote what I was speaking of a little while ago. Kapil Madan, Congress won 122 seats in 2013 Karnataka elections. The tide turned in BJP's favor in 2014 Lok Sabha elections, with the BJP winning 17 seats compared to 9 seats won by the Congress. 2019 polls also show the same pattern. You have the Congress JDS forming the government in 2018, but the BJP took away the state, winning 25 seats in the Lok Sabha election. So you can clearly make out this is also a couple of months apart, but yet you have voters voting in a different manner in the same state. We're talking about Karnataka, months apart.
So I agree with you. You have this kind of a voting pattern, and in fact, when Mr. The BJP spokesperson talk about the fact that people behave differently insofar as the national elections are concerned. But let me also tell you, when Mr. Modi won 2014, after that he lost Delhi. Next year he lost Delhi. Mr. Modi won 2019. Next year he lost Delhi again. Mr. Modi could not get majority in Karnataka in 2018. Chhattisgarh, he himself conceded that Mr. Modi lost. Madhya Pradesh, they could not get majority in 2018. And this is after the fact that Mr. Modi got a comprehensive win in 2014. What I am trying to say here is that when Mr. Modi came into power 2014, you remember that was a Gujarat model that was depicted to the people of India, and it was shown that Mr. Modi has turned tides in Gujarat, and now he will do the same for the entire country. Now people have got to realize that all those promises were jumlas, because Mr. Modi failed miserably on the price rise. Mr. Modi failed miserably insofar as the
But yet the results of, for example, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat speak otherwise. So
yes,
it's a funny game, but we all have to come to terms with the reality. I also want Karan Verma to respond because, you know, what is it for the BJP that perhaps did not quite work out? Karan, before we take it across to the TMC spokesperson as well, it's interesting how several reactions have come in from the leaders of the TMC, from the Samajwadi Party, who've been quite reluctant in accepting the fact that Rahul Gandhi should be in the driver's seat leading the opposition camp. But before I take it across to you know, our other panelists, what did not work for the BJP in your view? And should it be linked to 2024? Because everybody today is coming out and saying, look, we were telling you that the Modi magic is dying, it's dying a slow death, and all of that has come true given the Karnataka election results.
You know, suddenly the Modi magic is dying and democracy is up. EVMs are working, Rahul Gandhi is a factor, and democracy is alive and kicking. So that's very convenient. But let me answer this, Kritsween. In 2018, I'll give you just a set of numbers to tell you how different Assembly and Lok Sabha are. In Karnataka, Rajasthan, MP and Chhattisgarh, BJP had a vote share around 38% and they lost these elections. And in the Lok Sabha elections, just 6 months later, the vote share was 51, 59, 58 and 53%. I mean, the vote share jumped by 15 to 18%. So that's how different assembly elections are from the Lok Sabha. Now, coming to the opposition coming out in hordes today, Congress party has lost the last 45 of the 57 elections. I mean, give them a break. Today that they have won a state, this is a shot in their arm and they will jubilate, they will try to energize their candle.
They should capitalize on it, but should they run away from the reality? Stay on with me, Karan.
They would.
Yeah.
But
it will be foolish not to.
They cannot run away from the reality that Lok Sabha elections are fought on your economic policy, on broader issues. What your foreign policy is going to be. How are you going to handle Pakistan? How are you going to bring the forex in this country? How are you going to handle China? These are the basic questions. Don't undermine the intelligence of the voter that they are going to vote for some cobbled up alliance. They are going to vote on issues. What your vision is.
It's very interesting, Karan, that you began by saying that the EVMs are working fine today.
None of them have an issue.
The EVMs are working absolutely fine. The democracy is alive and kicking. There is no threat to the democracy, to any of our institutions today. That's a very interesting commentary that came in from you, because I want to take that across to our other panelists as well. But what you're saying has also been said by Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Assam Chief Minister, who says, what about a victory in Gujarat, in Uttar Pradesh? Why did no one come out and say, you know, the Modi magic is dying and perhaps has gone into the dark woods? Why was all of this not said by the opposition back then? Why is it being said? Because Karnataka has been lost by the BJP. That reaction coming in from the Assam Chief Minister. Let's quickly play it out.
आप गुजरात में जीता तब भी ये क्वेश्चन तो नहीं किया बीजेपी को, यूपी जीता तब भी तो ये क्वेश्चन नहीं किया। तो एक या दो स्टेट हारने से क्या बीजेपी खत्म हो गया? ऐसा होता है क्या? तो लोग तो कांग्रेस को पूछना चाहिए था, गुजरात में अब हार गया, अभी क्या होगा? इतना रोड शो करने का बाद, यूपी में अब हार गया, इतना रोड शो करने का बाद, ये बात क्यों कांग्रेस को नहीं पूछा?
तो ये बात क्यों कांग्रेस को कोई नहीं पूछता? हिमंता बिस्वा शर्मा reacting. Before I take it across to Kapil Madan, I want to quickly bring in Tauseef or Rehman as well, because, you know, Mamata Banerjee and several in the TMC, and we've spoken to several spokespersons, several leaders of the TMC, especially when the Congress was asking for support. Talk about the Adani issue, talk about several issues it tried to raise in the parliament as well, and it was seeking opposition support, all in all. But you had several who were watching from the periphery, Tauseef or Rehman, who were quite reluctant because they said, look, the Congress is going down, we're also going to go down with them. Let's just maintain a little distance, you know, arm's length distance, and we'll wait and watch. So they adopted the wait and watch policy. Today, Mamata Banerjee comes out to say, my salutations to the people of Karnataka for their decisive mandate in favor of change. Brute authoritarian and majoritarian politics is vanquished. When people want plurality and democratic forces to win, no central design to dominate can repress their spontaneity. So is that me perhaps trying to make out that TMC is going to now support the Congress and in the driver's seat? Is that what we should make out of Mamata Banerjee's tweet? Or am I jumping the gun?
No. It's not about you jumping the gun. But first of all, congratulations to the whole Congress team and the panelists as well. But you have to understand that, like TMC always spoke about Adani, and we always stood against whatever is going wrong in the country. Now, the problem is that when you're asking about the opposition, yes, the opposition is very happy for the people of Bengal more than Congress. Because I don't understand, we should be happy why the Congress is there right now in Bangalore and enjoying this whole evening and yesterday morning. Now the thing is that you have seen the arrogance of BJP, like usse kya hua, hum ek state to haar gaye, hamare paas aur bhi hai. They are not talking about the things why they are not in Karnataka anymore.
No,
they never stood
I think to
what
give
they promised
it
for
to
the people
Dr.
of
Syed Zafar Islam,
Karnataka.
he quite humbly accepted the
let me
BJP's
complete
defeat.
me.
And the first thing he said was it's time for BJP to introspect.
That's true, but that's true. Of course.
But I'm trying to ask you, where does Mamata Banerjee stand in all of this? Because Mamata Banerjee has also reportedly said that Rahul Gandhi is Modi's biggest TRP.
Of course we are there.
So either you congratulate Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party or you make fun of Rahul Gandhi.
Situations. We did congratulate. See, Bengal election, Karnataka election is and will be an eye-opening for India. I'm telling you. You take it from me. And this is not going to end. And Mamata Banerjee is always there with the opposition when she is not there. But with this situation, she have to stand. That where are we going and whom are we supporting? It's very important. It's not about Rahul Gandhi is going down, so we'll not support Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
And today Rahul Gandhi is sitting on the highest TRP, so we will support Rahul Gandhi. It is only for the people.
So you'll
agree
that the Karnataka win has put the Congress in an advantageous spot.
We will not jump.
Mr. Rehman, that's all I'm meaning to ask. The TMC is in agreement with Rahul Gandhi leading the opposition camp.
Of course it is.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So let's hear it from
Mr.
Reddy.
I'm not saying Congress will be there on a high spirit.
Okay.
I'm talking about the people of Bengal.
No, but we are talking about a united opposition because that's what is needed to take on the BJP and that's what has been said by everyone. I just played out Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's reaction. He's saying it's high time we all understand that we need to come together or it's
See,
going to be us
why there is
it.
always Modi wave? Ma'am, I'll interrupt you. Ma'am, I'll just interrupt you. Why there is always Modi wave? Why it cannot be a Janta wave? From last 10 years, the people of India are waiting for the development and what they believed whenever Modi said in 2014 that hum ye laenge, wo laenge, aise denge, waise denge. Nothing is coming. Whenever he is asking for the election period also, he's asking
But how is the fragmented opposition going to fulfill all those promises?
And button dabaiye.
You have Sharad Pawar caution Rahul Gandhi on several issues, several remarks he makes. You have Mamata Banerjee say Rahul Gandhi is Modi's biggest TRP.
Why are you bringing?
How is the opposition going to come together if they hold different opinions on all the big issues that are being spoken of by the media is making headlines every day?
We will be together. Ma'am, we will be together for the people of India, not against
What
Modi.
will you give to the people?
We stand for the people.
Karan,
It is nothing. It is just.
Is it a promise people will go for come 2024?
Who voted Modi?
It doesn't matter. No, let me tell the TMC spokesperson, it doesn't matter whether he's with Rahul Gandhi or not. People want to know what will you give them? Have you ever given them a roadmap? What will be your foreign policy? Who will call the shots in your foreign policy? Don't you have? You need a leadership for that. You need a roadmap for that. Or people are just happy that you are siding with Rahul Gandhi.
You are giving Allahu Akbar. You are not talking about the democracy.
No, what are you giving?
I do see Dr. Islam also wanting to come in, but before that, because Mr. Reddy is not spoken up as yet, let me quickly go across to him. Where does the BRS stand, sir? Because the BRS has been very, very clear. Come may what, it's going to be a no Congress, no BJP, united opposition as far as we are concerned. Does the Karnataka win change anything for the BRS?
See, Karnataka is totally a different election. We still maintain the same equal distance with BJP and Congress, and both of them have failed the country. Karnataka is a different election altogether. We also have congratulated Congress party for the win, but one thing is clarified by the Karnataka people that this double engine Sarkar is a fake model. It didn't work. As the main engine functioning in Delhi and Karnataka, they have proven disastrous. So they also made and South India gave a clarification. Boss, BJP has no place for, kind of divisive politics that you play here. You don't have a your politics of polarization are not going to work. Now they said many things. The Karnataka is a gateway. We will be coming to Telangana, then to Andhra Pradesh. Now people of this country have understood that this Modi's model or Gujarat model, Modinomics, is a failure. They failed the country utterly, and not a single promise that they made in 2014 onwards was not honored. So now, my friend, Karan was saying now EVMs are working, democracy working. From yesterday, they are trying to build this narrative. We still say democracy is in danger in your hands. The parliamentary democracy still in danger. The institutions are completely deteriorated. Now and they are so easily saying, we just lost one state. Fine, they have not understood the
which
anger of the
takes
people.
us back to square one. Karnataka win or not?
Now you are cleared from south.
All right, I'm going to have to interrupt you there, gentlemen. The CLP meet that was underway in Bengaluru just ended. Let's cut across to the live reactions coming.
The first meeting of the Congress Legislature Party passed 2 resolutions. The first resolution, as released to you, was moved by PCC President Shri D.K. Shivkumarji, which thanked the 6.5 crore Kannadigas, which also thanked Mallikarjun Kharge Sahab, Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, Srimati Priyanka Gandhi ji, Shri D.K. Shivkumar ji, Shri Siddaramaiah ji, and all the Congress leaders for the stellar work that they did in ensuring that constitution and democracy is protected not only in Karnataka, but Karnataka has again shown the way for democracy and constitution for rest of the India. Shri D.K. Shivkumar moved this resolution. It was seconded by Shri M.B. Patil. It was also endorsed by other Congress leaders, including Shri B.K. Hari Prasad and others. Then Shri Siddaramaiah, former Chief Minister, he moved a single-line resolution authorizing on the Honorable Congress President, All India Congress Committee President, to appoint a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. 135 Congress MLAs proceeded to unanimously approve that resolution. What was moved by Siddaramaiah ji was endorsed by D.K. Shivkumar ji. It was endorsed by our R.V. Deshpande ji, by Ishwar Khandre ji, and everybody else unanimously. Shri K.C. Venugopal ji intimated to Shri Mallikarjun Kharge about the unanimous resolutions that have been passed. AICC President then instructed General Secretary Organization Shri K.C. Venugopal ji that the 3 senior observers, former Union Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde ji, Deepak Babaria ji and Jitendra Singh ji, should take individual opinions of each legislator. That process is now going to start after dinner, and they will take opinion of each legislator and convey it to Congress leadership. Thank you. Why? Why? Why should they stay here? They'll give their opinion and they will go. They will convey to the Congress leadership and we will apprise you. Thank you so much.
This process will be completed tonight itself. This process of taking the opinion of the MLAs will be completed tonight itself. Already Randeep told that there is a very, very unanimous resolution moved by Siddaramaiah ji and supported by D.K. Shivkumar ji and all the senior leaders. That Congress President High Command will take a decision very soon. Yeah? No, exactly. Observers will report to the Congress President. That's what Congress President directed to take a view of the MLAs. Then they will take a view of the MLAs tonight itself, and they will move to Delhi tomorrow and give a report to the Congress President. Let us see.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so you heard it from Randeep Surjewala. First up, detail the process as will be followed as far as choosing the next Chief Minister is concerned. Remember, it's a hotly spoken of topic in Karnataka as we speak, and our guest continues. From you, Kapil Madan, do you think this is the right procedure perhaps that is being followed? Because, you know, we're seeing a very, very ambitious, if not DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, a very ambitious camp and a group of loyalists of each of them. So is this going to work out for them conveniently? You know, the fact that the observers will interact with the MLAs and thereafter the observers will submit a report to New Delhi and Mallikarjun Kharge will take the final call.
Well, I think Mr. Surjewala has very clearly, explicitly mentioned that the resolution has been passed, and I think, you know, whatever decision will be taken keeping in mind the best interest of the people of Karnataka, will be taken keeping in mind the best interest of the people, you know, the workers, Karyakartas who have worked very hard in ensuring this win, and I mean the decision will be taken in the best interest of everyone, every stakeholder in this election.
No, I asked this because a poster war of sorts had broken out earlier today. You know, you had posters of DK Shivkumar being depicted as the next Chief Minister of Karnataka, as opposed to Siddaramaiah's loyalists also putting up similar posters, and then you had the two separate camps, supporters of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar, resort to sloganeering outside the CLP meet venue. So all's not well. There's a lot of tension in the air.
I think you're trying to read too much into the line. If there is any political party, you know, in any political party, every political leader will have their own set of supporters, workers, karyakartas, and of course everyone would want to see their leader whom they very closely interact, whom they the leader who have
I'm trying to read too much into it, but visually these are very, very powerful stories that are being conveyed to the viewer today. Before I go across to Karan, because he wants to make a point, let me quickly take in a word from Deepak, who's been tracking that story from on ground. Deepak, tell us about what the process the next few hours could look like.
Well, you know, this particular CLP meeting that was, you know, held here at the Shangri-La Hotel, the only proper consensus that they've got is the AICC President, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, will be the final decider as to who the leader of the Congress Legislative Party would be. That is, of course, who would be the Chief Minister. But more importantly, now we've been told that most of the Congress MLAs will not be going to their respective constituencies or homes. They will stay back here at the Shangri-La Hotel. So observers will interact with them in the next couple of hours, and probably if they decide to stay back the night, and probably even in the morning as well, breakfast talks as well is going to happen. And collectively, they're going to take these inputs back to Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, because while of course Mallikarjun Kharge has been authorized to make this decision, he'll have to make this decision keeping in mind about how the situation will unfold post that decision. That is, if Mr. DK Shivkumar is made the Chief Minister, how will the you know, supporters of Mr. Siddaramaiah react, and you know, how will the MLAs who are backing Mr. Siddaramaiah react, and how much of a trouble that will cause. And the same thing goes with you know, choosing Mr. Siddaramaiah to become the Chief Minister. So this is of course a big task at hand. What the observers will also keep in mind while they interact with the MLAs is about the repercussions it will have on the Lok Sabha elections that are coming up, on the BJP elections that are coming up, multiple elections, and all of this.
But the fact that the observers, in all likelihood, Deepak, will be seeking the MLA's opinion by tonight, and tomorrow perhaps, you know, the final word would have reached Mallikarjun Kharge. Can we expect a name by tomorrow, you think?
Well, they would want to do this as soon as possible, because they do not want a situation where they want the MLAs, you know, kept in a hotel, because right now they've got the numbers, nothing to really worry about in terms of anything going wrong other than internally. So they would want to make sure that they make this decision very quickly, the oath taking happens quickly, and you know, the transition of power as well is smooth, because they do not want the rebellion, protests, all of this of course to unfold. There is going to be slight dissent. How much will they be able to quell and contain? That of course is a challenge in front of the High Command. It will of course speak volumes about how they handle this particular situation, and of course credit will be given if it's due, but it really depends on what the decision is and how it is handled by the MLAs and their supporters.
Absolutely. I mean, more than the MLAs, I think the supporters, like you rightly pointed out, that's the bigger challenge as it appears, given the kind of scenes that we witnessed since early morning today. But I do see Dr. Syed Zafar Islam also wanting to make a point. Then I'll go across to Karan. Dr. Islam.
Well, I'm really surprised when they have passed a resolution authorizing the party president to take a call. But I'm sure you must have heard Dr. Kharge. What did he speak when the question posed by a journalist that when the decision will be taken? And he said instantly that the High Command will take the decision. So he is not the High Command. Again, he is only working on the basis of remote. The decision will be taken by Mr. Rahul Gandhi or the first Parivar, Congress family. Whatever it may say, but the fact is that whether Siddaramaiah, whether Mr. Kharge, whether it's Shiv Kumar, no one has any voice in the Congress party, especially Mr. Kharge, even though he has been appointed as president of the party, but he doesn't enjoy the authority. Authority still lies with the first family, and that is something which is really amazing everyone, because the way they are proposing everything as if Mr. Kharge will be the one who will be taking the call, but this is not the truth, because
so you
Kharge himself clarified that it is the High Command.
Here,
so again, it's a High Command culture, unlike Bharatiya Janata Party, where the authority lies with the Parliamentary Board and Central Election Committee. Here, everybody is keen on occupying a position. Well, the position in Bharatiya Janata Party is nothing but a means to serve the people. Here, it is means to earn something. That is something. That's why both DKS and Siddaramaiah is fighting, and the battle is very evident from the fact that their supporters are fighting with each other outside the hotel, where all of them are actually talking about electing a potential chief minister.
Well, the rivalry between the two camps and the two leaders is not a new phenomena. But before I let Kapil Madan respond to what Dr. Islam has just said, Karan wants to make a point. Karan.
You know, victories have eluded Congress so much that they in fact have a problem digesting victories, Kritsween. You look at this across the board. In Rajasthan, they could not digest it. Sachin Pilot and Gehlot were breathing down each other's throats. They could not handle it in 2018. In Madhya Pradesh, where Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia at that time was cornered. Again, the Sidhu Channi fiasco, we saw what happened in Punjab. It totally fell apart, their leadership. And now we are seeing a three-cornered battle. Leave aside the three-cornered battle that happened outside, there is going to be a three-cornered battle within the Congress. So, in Congress, it's not the most deserving, it's not the most popular who gets to do it. It's probably someone who is in good favor of the High Command. And the High Command has not been in touch with people. They've always put a Gehlot or a Kamal Nath in the power, and they've had to suffer because of that. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Will you be surprised, Karan, on a lighter note, if tomorrow we come up with a name such as Mr. Parmeshwaram or Mr. Patil or Mr. S.S. Mallikarjun, because he said that why should I also be out of the race? Will you be surprised? Because dono shant ho jayenge na. We'll not have any of the two camps fighting against each other.
After Mr. Channi, I am not surprised with anything. After Mr. Channi became the CM, I will not be surprised with anything. They can do anything. I am pretty sure about that.
Okay, Kapil, how would you respond to that?
So I will just make
only the Gandhi Parivar is going to call the shots at the end of the day. The Congress president is just being given the moral responsibility, and it's just his name that's being spoken of or written in the resolution.
So I will just respond to to the BJP spokesperson also, and to my friend Karan also. When Mr. Nadda got elected, was there any election, or the Farman came only from the Prime Minister's office? There was no election when Mr. Nadda got elected, and there was no election when Mr. Nadda got re-elected. And to say that it is in the Congress party,
but there was consensus. Nobody came out in objection to anything that was happening in the BJP camp. Kapil, if we talk about the Congress presidential election, there was a whole series of drama attached to it. You had several names, then you had Shashi Tharoor come out and express disappointment, then he went on to narrate his own story, so on and so forth, and finally we heard of Mallikarjun Kharge. So it's not been a smooth sailing affair either.
It was an election. It was an election. It was an election where there were different contenders, and finally Mr. Tharoor contested and he lost, and he gracefully accepted the defeat. Now coming on to my second and the most important point, which Karan raised. Karan raised a very important point. Once you go for a national election, what is your agenda? What is your vision for the nation that you will put forth towards the people? So I just want to remind Karan, before 2014 we had a concept of 5-year plan, wherein a 5-year plan was made, and it was to be reviewed what we've achieved, and the next 5-year plan was to be used to be made to see what are we going to achieve in the next 5 years. Now, I just want to remind Karan that 5 years plan, practice, and that process and procedure has been discarded by the Modi government. So there is no review of the Modi government. What is Mr. Modi's vision for the people? Because in 2014, when Mr. Modi fought, and when he said "Bahut hoi mehngai ki maar," I challenged the BJP spokesperson and my good friend Karan. Can he take the same play card? Can he take the same play card and seek vote on that premise? That "Bahut hoi mehngai ki maar." Dollar hua 60 ke paar.
But I must give it to you, Kapil. You nicely dodged the point wherein Dr. Islam said that Mallikarjun Kharge himself said, "Bhai, party high command is going to take the decision." आप पहले उसका तो जवाब दे दो, then I'll go across to Karan and I'll let him respond to what you're saying.
Even if someone is a president, that does not mean that he appoints and make decision unilaterally. The Congress has a CWC, which is a working committee, and the decision, though the president takes the decision, that decision is always taken after taking the views of all the important senior leaders.
Okay, so that's what I said.
And where is the problem?
It's a decision that's going to be taken by Mallikarjun Kharge on paper, if not in spirit, on paper.
Well, if the decision has to be taken by the president, and if he does want to consult with other senior colleague or other colleague of Congress party, then he must state that, well, I'll take the decision at an appropriate time, and whatever the decision will be taken by him will be conveyed to everyone. Instead of saying that, he said that he will seek the approval from the High Command. And somebody posed him a question, who is the High Command? It is Rahul Gandhi. So when we always say,
but Dr. Islam, that should be okay, no? Because the Congress, instead of focusing on, and that's the sense that we get already, a day into this massive victory, Kapil, we've seen the Congress in a sense project.
All I'm trying to tell you, he's a dummy,
next Prime Minister of the country. So he should be kept well within the loop and well within the scheme of things. Karan, you want to respond? If he is the Prime Ministerial candidate for the Congress party, then he very well should be consulted.
I'm not contesting on that.
Okay.
Well, I'm not contesting on that. All I'm contesting that he is a dummy president, and something which they are trying to talk about Naddaji. Naddaji has been elected by the people, by the party karyakartas, unlike him.
Can I speak?
Okay. Dummy president is what Dr. Islam is saying. Karan, respond. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Kapil. Karan.
Kapil made a... Kapil raised a good question. What has the Prime Minister done in 5 years? And our good friend Mr. Reddy also time and again says this. Well, the Prime Minister has kept the inflation well below European countries, America. We have to look at it in the context of a war, Russia, Ukraine, and a corona pandemic. Today, the World Bank says there is a 0% chance of recession in India. It hails the Indian story. 40 crore people, hang on. 40 crore people have got mudra loans. Do you think that has not created employment? 11 crore people have got gas connections. Do you think that's not enough? 4 crore people have their own homes under Awas Yojana. 11 crore farmers get 6,000 under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. So the Prime Minister has serious deliverables, Kapil. That is what is going to go out there amongst the people. You need to come up with a roadmap. He has all these serious numbers.
Besides,
70 airports in 70 years and 70 airports in 9 years.
On a logical level,
these are serious numbers.
Karan, on a logical level, is it possible that the voters perhaps of Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh do not see this through? And they're perhaps stupid, and it's only the voters of Karnataka who are very sensible BJP to vote the BJP out and bring in the Congress. So let's really separate the two issues. Let's not talk about the Karnataka victory as a victory which is going to be indicative of what's happening in 2024.
Local unit.
You have retained one thing you need to understand.
The BJP
Dr. Reddy wants to respond. Karan, hold on. You spoke of Dr. Reddy's views as well,
as it gets,
and what he thinks about the Prime Minister and his past record, the 5 years. Mr. Reddy, yes, how would you respond?
Two things you need to understand. Despite you preach about this double engine sarkar, you could retain your 2 basins and you're last in Karnataka. You could not retain your government saying this. Number 2, Karan is saying inflation is being cut. Wait a minute. I have listened to you, please.
Karan, let him finish. In all fairness, let him finish. Mr. Reddy, go ahead.
Okay.
And you have been saying about inflation control and everything. Even today, I don't know big numbers about you, like you, but till today, the gas cylinder from 400, it has gone to 1200 rupees. And no answer from the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Fuel prices have gone up. And you are saying about creating employment, 16 lakhs central government jobs has not been filled. And instead, with this privatization, you are actually, making the loss to the backward classes and scheduled tribes and SCs in the public sector. And this is not the governance which you have promised. People are still waiting for your Achadin to come. And the result of Karnataka clearly shows you, your governments are a failure and Modi's magic is waning. Otherwise,
well Mr. Reddy, you've picked up a couple of points. You've also left out a couple of points. There are central schemes that are working wonderfully with the people of the country. So there are pros and cons, and that's the beauty of democracy. But my only limited point is, does a united opposition that is being spoken of have a roadmap in place to challenge the BJP on these very aspects that it continues to raise? That's my only limited point. Let's see if it goes beyond Karnataka. Very interesting elections lined up for later this year. We're going to have to leave it at that, head into a very quick break. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this very special debate.